Okay, so this one, we're setting up our horizontal line there the whole way across the page. This is going to be our 2-point perspective. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up, so in the last drawing we had 1 vanishing point. Alright, in this one we're going to have 2. I'm just going to plot them here randomly. There's VP1, vanishing point 1, and over this side VP2, vanishing point 2. Okay, this is our 2-point perspective this time. Once you do that, just somewhere along the middle of that line, it doesn't have to be exact, we're going to draw a vertical line, okay, or as close to vertical as possible. Just remember, vertical is from floor to ceiling, horizontal is from left to right. Okay, and what I'm just going to do is I'm going to measure 5 centimeters below the vanishing point line and 5 centimeters above it. Okay, and just as a reference for you, again, some of you might notice from doing DCG, okay, I'm just going to bring a little line down here to the side. This line with the 2 vanishing points on it is what we call the horizon line. I'm just going to label that there, the horizon line. And what that basically is an imaginary line that goes horizontally across in line with eye level. So wherever your eye level is, if you imagine a horizontal line going across all the way in front of you, or a horizontal plane even, all the way in front of you at eye level, that is your horizon line. And what we're going to do is with them 2 points, the 5 centimeters above and below the horizon line, we're going to join both of them back to the vanishing point. And we're going to join them this time to both vanishing points. So it's going to create something of a diamond on the sheet. Okay, so it's creating something of a diamond there on the sheet. What we're just going to do is we're going to draw 2 boxes. Okay, we're going to do 2 boxes of different sizes here, one on top of the other. So for the one on top, I want you to measure out 4 centimeters to the left and 4 centimeters to the right of that center line, of that center vertical line. And for the bottom one, I want you to measure out 60 millimeters or 6 centimeters. Okay, so I'm just going to put a note up there. 10 millimeters equals 1 centimeter, just as a reference. I tend to have a habit of talking in millimeters because of technical graphics and DCG, okay? So just for anyone who doesn't know, there is 10 millimeters in 1 centimeter. So if I say 60 millimeters, just knock the 0 off it to get the amount of centimeters I'm talking about, alright? So we have 4 centimeters or 40 millimeters, and then 6 centimeters or 60 millimeters. Okay, the 4 centimeter lines, I'm going to bring them up until they touch these diagonals. Okay, and the same on this side. And then the 6 centimeter lines are going to come down until they touch the lower diagonal line. I'm just going to outline them a little bit better now. So these are going to be the outline of my two boxes. So you can see I'm just heavying them in as far as where the vertical lines are. And as well, I'm going to just put this line in the middle heavy as well. So this is going to be our corner. That's going to be the corner of our box there. And this horizon line, we'll draw that in heavy. So if you can imagine, our two boxes are stacked on top of each other, and we're looking, or our horizon line, where our eye level is exactly in line with the top of the box that's underneath. Okay, so we're looking exactly in where the two boxes are sitting, contacting each other. And essentially now, anything we draw, say if I wanted to put an indent in on that, okay, say if I want to put this kind of a shape on it, okay, and I want to say that there's going to be a hole there. What I have to do is, whatever my height is, I'm going to join it back to my vanishing point 2. Okay, and then if I want to add some depth to the box, or to that opening, so say if I want to show that there's thickness to this material, I'm going to join from this bottom corner all the way back across the vanishing point 1. Okay, and then we have to show the indent here, so where the thickness is in there, we have to bring that line all the way across the front. So what we're going to do is from VP2, vanishing point 2, line up the ruler with that edge. I'm just going to draw a line till it disappears there, and that's going to be the thickness of my material there. Okay, and we're just going to draw that line up the way vertically as well. Okay, so vertical lines are always going to stay vertical. Okay, but any kind of lines coming from left to right here, if they're diagonal, are going to join to either vanishing point 1 or vanishing point 2. Okay, so say now if I want to turn this into a house, okay, and this is a big door. Alright, I'm just going to put in, we generally have 2 or 3 dividers on a door. Okay, as well as that, this is all going to be glass. So my 3 dashed lines there to show my windows. And again, I'm going to have some kind of shade here, because this is going to be, so say if we say the sun is up here coming down, this is all going to be in shade, so just going to add in some lines there to represent the shade. Okay, so I want you to give that a try there as I'm doing it. Okay, now again, it's not going to be anyway fantastic of a sketch that I'm doing here, but it's just to add a little bit of detail into it. Okay, and what I want you to do then, okay, I'm going to set you a little challenge. I want you to make a house out of that. So put in doors, windows, wherever you want. Okay, remember that we have to join diagonal lines back to either one of our vanishing points. Okay, so I'm going to say this is my big doorway, and if I want to put windows on this side, okay, so I'm going to put, so a lot of modern contemporary houses have these long thin windows, and then they'll have short long windows as well. Okay, so if I have my drawing here, now I want my window to start in line with the top of this ridge. So I'm going to run that all the way across to my corner. Now join that corner back to the opposite vanishing point, and both my windows would start in line with that. Okay, the bottom one then is going to come all the way down nearly to the ground. Join that up to my vanishing point. This one here, I'm just going to make it to there, say. Okay, so again, I'm putting little cuts in. Now, this is just an example. I want you to completely design this yourselves as well, alright? But I'm just giving you an example. And then I have to add thickness again. So this time my thickness for these windows is going to go towards vanishing point 2. Okay, because we're going to see the thickness coming across towards the right this time. So it has to join back to vanishing point 2. So just going to join that back. And I'm going to join that corner back across as well. Just ever so slightly. We don't want to have massively thick walls. Okay, and we can put in our little sills there now. And don't forget the uprights. Okay, and again, just putting in my 3 little dashes there to represent the glass. And once again, you could even put in a little bit of shading there to show that these are kind of going in the way. So just putting in some of these little lines within that thickness. Okay, to show that there is actually a bit of depth to the material. So I want to just give you there 2 minutes to see what you can come up with designing a little thing like that. Alright? So just 2 minutes there. And just make sure when you're doing the final outlines of the shape, if you do like what I'm doing now and just go over them with a heavier pencil then at the end to make them stand out that bit more. You can even put the corner in a little bit heavier as well. Okay, so give you 2 minutes there, or another minute I suppose, to try and design some kind of a bit of a building there. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little bit here as well. So you have complete free reign here to do whatever you want with your designs. Okay, make sure and try and use that texture to represent any glass that you might be putting into it as well. Alright, and we'll even put a little bit of a kind of a roof there onto it as well. Okay, now obviously there's going to be certain areas there where you'd add extra shade in on something the likes of that, but that's a very easy method there to turning two basic boxes into anything really. You could use this technique for designing anything from remotes to cups to boxes to houses to cars to whatever. Okay, you never know what you'll pull out of an idea when you're doing the likes of these exercises.